Hey YouTube, this is Erica and it's Monday, November 19th, 2012, and I'm back after over a month hiatus for my week 29 and a half update. So it's been 7 months and 1.5 weeks since my surgery. And so since I have so much to talk about and I'm sure I'm going to ramble as usual, I'm going to go straight to the numbers and see if I can keep this under 20 minutes. All right, so I started off my journey late March 2012 at a high weight of 228.3 pounds. I had the vertical gastrectomy on April 26, 2012, and date of surgery I was 215.6 pounds. And my last video, which was over a month ago, I was 151 pounds, and as of today, November 19th, I am 145.2 pounds. So in my last video I was saying I really wanted, I don't remember what surgiversary I was coming across, but I wanted to be able to cross over the 150s into the 140s by the next week, and I did. I was like 149 point something, and since then I've dropped a little bit and then gone back up and dropped, and so the lowest I've been in the last month is about 144 point something, and then I'll go back up to like 147, and then like yesterday I was 144.6, I think. No, I was 146. Anyway, so now I'm 145.2. And there's some reasons for that, and I'll get into that a little later in the video. So since the last video, I've lost 5.8 pounds. Since surgery, I've lost 70.4 pounds, and since my high weight, I've lost 83.1 pounds. My body fat percentage is 26.6%. My lean mass calculates to 106.58 pounds. So lean mass is basically you're using your scale weight, so it's 145.2 pounds, and then multiply that by body fat percentage, which for me is 26.6%, and then from there you can kind of, so you figure out what the number of pounds that you are fat. So 26.6% of 145.2, that gives me the number of pounds that I have of fat, and then you just subtract that from your total weight, and then you come to your lean mass. So anyway, I've had questions about how you calculate that, and so that's how you calculate it. So then ideal weight I figure out by assuming my lean mass, if my lean mass were to stay the same and I were to be 20% body fat instead of 26.6% body fat, then my weight would be 133.22 pounds. So that means I have just under 12 pounds of body fat to lose to be at an ideal weight of 20% body fat, or 133 pounds. So that said, I have been kind of stabilizing around the mid 140s over the last about the last month, and I'm pretty much okay with it, but there are spots that I'm not happy with. I think my stomach is not contoured or toned. I have other places in my body that are very toned, but my stomach has always been kind of the loosest and biggest part of me. So that I would like to improve, and I've got a few other places, but that's pretty much the main place I'd like to lose. So, but that's getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, so first I have a bunch of topics I want to go through, and I don't want to ramble, and I know I will anyway, so here we go. Okay, size of clothing. And I don't know how many people are curious about this, but I know for me, when I was looking down the road, I didn't know what to expect. And first I should say, being in the 140s, I haven't been in this weight. I haven't been in the 140s since like 4th grade. So I didn't know this weight as an adolescent ever. Certainly never as an adult could I fathom it, really. So now that I am in the 140s, I have to say I'm not as thin as I think I thought I would be. I think my face looks about right. I think my legs are about right, but my midsection is, I was just expecting to be a lot more svelte, and I'm not. But overall, I'm very happy. So size-wise, at 145, I'm about a size 8, and it really depends on the clothing. I have a pair of Old Navy jeans that are size 6, and then I have, like, I'm wearing a size 7, 8 jeans right now. Sometimes if it's really cut small, clothing might be about a size 10, but I go anywhere from about a size 6, 8, or a 10. It really just depends. And what's interesting is, as you go down in sizes, the difference in inches between sizes is very minimal. So when you go from an 18 to a 16, there's kind of a big difference. And it might take like 20 pounds to get down to the next size, and so it feels like that would be consistent as you go down. So when you go from a 10 to an 8, it seems like, well, you'll have to lose another 20 pounds for that difference to happen, but it's not, because the inches between like a size 8 and a size 10, or a size 8 and a size 6, for let's say the hips, is much smaller than as you go into the larger sizes. I don't know if that makes sense, but I've found, and it's also difficult because it means right now I've stabilized, but from prior to that, it felt like what fit yesterday may not fit tomorrow or next week, or it might be fit a little differently, and it's frustrating to feel like you're constantly investing in clothing. At the same time, shopping is my downfall, so it's like this double-edged sword. On the one hand, I feel like validated and like I can legitimize the spending. On the other hand, it can get excessive quite easily. So I've tried to kind of temper it by making sure I'm at least discount shopping, which I usually do anyway. Like the discount stores like Ross and Marshalls and TJ Maxx, if you're familiar with those store names, and some nicer kind of boutique used clothing stores. I don't really have the patience for traditional used clothing stores, but anyways, it's a little tough, honestly, because I still feel like my closet's a little barren. And so when I buy things, what I'm trying to do now is really think about, like, how many pairs of jeans do I need? I mean, I use that loosely. And if I've met that, then no more jeans, because I'm going to need something else. Business clothing, I don't have a lot, so when I have face-to-face client work, it's going to be a little tough because I don't really have a lot right now to go to a client in. Workout clothing, bras, underwear, all of that I've had to change. My bra, my boobs are not the same at all. I went from a 38 double D to a 34C. And I don't think I'm going to shrink anymore, but what's frustrating about that isn't so much the size, it's more that the skin, my breasts were bigger, and so the skin hasn't changed, but the volume has. And so, like, if I wear something that's a push-up and I try to kind of push up my boobs, the skin will wrinkle pretty easily, so I have to really manipulate it so it looks like a nice boob instead of like this simply, weird-looking wrinkled sack thing. And if I lean over not wearing a bra, this might be TMI, and I'm sorry, but if I lean over, I'm going to share it anyway. If I lean over without a bra, it's like two little pancakes hanging down from my chest. Plus, I think I may have mentioned this the last video, my muscle definition in my chest is a lot more noticeable, at least to me, from the fat loss, and so I can see like a line of demarcation almost in my chest between the muscle tissue and the breast tissue, and it just doesn't make, to me, my breasts look all that attractive naked. So if I were to magically have another $15,000 to $20,000 for surgery, I'd definitely have a boob job, but I think that's down the line. Anyways, I thought I'd mention that because I'm sure that there are women. The fat loss is great. It's really sad to see the boobs go. I like the girls. Some women would probably be happy to lose some of, if they've got excess chest. I don't know. It's just sad to go from a double D to a C. I mean, the other measurement, going from a 38 to a 34 is nice, I guess, but yes, I'm not boobalicious any longer, so that's kind of sad. But anyway, so that's size stuff. Oh, and then underwear. Did you even think about underwear? I had to throw all of it away. All of my underwear away. All of them. You're going to be paying money for like everything except for like shoes and socks. And even my shoes are a little bit like, I don't want to say bigger, but I can wear a 9 almost all the time, and before I was like a 9.5. So I think my feet has even like shrunk a little bit. But yeah, everything other than your feet, you're going to be replacing stuff. All right. So what do I eat right now? 10 minutes. What the hell? Okay, eating. I am eating whatever I want, and this is why I think I've stabilized in the mid 140s. I can't eat a lot. So when I say eat whatever I want, I mean I always have a protein shake every day, so I'm getting that in. I'm not paying attention to overall grams of protein, although I'm sure I'm probably a little low, but not super low. I'm probably between 80 and 120, something like that. So I think I'm doing okay on protein, mostly because I've got the boost in the morning from the protein shake, which is like 40 grams right there. So, but when I say I'm eating whatever I want, I mean that in the last month and a half or so, I've allowed myself ice cream, cookies, like whatever sweet thing you might want. I've had it. Breads, pastas, rice, tortillas, tortilla chips, like really anything. And it's good and bad. One, I think what I've discovered is I can maintain the same weight um, and not have to be living under this very restricted diet. I can't eat a lot, so when I say I have like whatever I want, there's a small quantity of it. But I've been grazing more. I haven't been grazing on super healthy things, so I can feel it in my body. Like I don't feel as fierce, if that makes sense. And coupled with that, of eating kind of whatever I want and not focusing as much on lean protein and stuff like that, and water as well. I know I'm low on water. My workouts have kind of taken a dip. Like I was swimming Monday, Wednesday night, and Saturday morning, and then working out with a trainer. And now the swimming, because of some personal stuff between work and just kind of some social um, events and stuff that have been going on, my schedule's been wacky. So I haven't been as diligent and haven't made myself go in the morning, because getting up at 5 to be in the water at 6 feels crazy now. So my swimming workouts have tapered off, and my gym workouts haven't been as my trainer got a promotion, so he's either canceled or I've had something going on, so I haven't met with my trainer as much as I was. So those are a couple issues. But it means I can kind of keep the same weight, and I know that I don't have to be crazy in order to keep the same weight. And always in the past, as soon as I let up on my diet, the pounds come back really quickly. So at least I know that the quantity of food is controlling my weight, if that makes sense. So that's nice. But it does affect how I feel, and I don't like that. So part of the reason, other than, of course, wanting to update people on where I am, part of the reason of coming back on YouTube and trying to keep that going is I need to be accountable, and I want to be able to come back next week and say I've been totally on track and this is the result. Because I do have another 12 pounds or so I'd like to lose, and a level of fitness. That's really more the focus, I think, is there's a level of fitness I want to gain that I really need to have the nutrition there in order to do it. So vitamins and stuff has been the same. I haven't really changed that. But my diet and my exercise have definitely taken a little bit of a hit. However, this last month I did do an event called Warrior Dash. It's a 5K obstacle course event, so it's like a 5K broken up. There's like 9 different obstacles, I think, and I did it with a bunch of coworkers who I didn't really know before the event, but we all just kind of became a team. I didn't train for it. I don't run at all. Like down the block, running frightens me. I'm a swimmer, and that's my sport. We never really had to run. Sometimes they make us do some conditioning, but running has always been this frightful, like painful thing to me. But it sounded like fun. I mean, you crawl, you kind of jump in the mud, you get all dirty, and you crawl underneath barbed wire and climb over walls and all that kind of thing. And in between, you're running. And so it sounded like fun, and it sounded like a good bonding experience with my coworkers, since I don't see a lot of them very often because I work from home. And it was fantastic. It was totally fun, and it wasn't super competitive. Our team was pretty like, let's do it together. So we waited. Well, they waited for me, I should say, not we waited. I didn't wait for anybody. I was at the end. But I was happy that I completed it, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, the running wasn't fun, but what I learned is that I can train for this. And so there's another event, which a lot of people probably have heard of, called Tough Mudder. And if you haven't, then go look up some promo videos. So it's tough, like as in like hanging tough, kids on the block. Tough, and then mudder, like you're crawling through the mud, M-U-D-D-E-R. So type that into YouTube, and then type 2012, and then you'll get like the promo video for 2012, which has been, I played it over and over again because it totally pumps me up. But it's intense. It's like Warrior Dash on steroids. It's 10 to 12 miles and 25 obstacle courses. Far more intense. Huge physical challenge, but it would be a big deal to me to be able to say I accomplished that. So that's my next goal. And so in preparation for that, so that will be like summer, either July or September of next year. So I have a long time. It's November now. So my goal is by March of next year to be able to trail run about a 5K. And so over this last month, even though the swimming and the gym has taken a hit, I've been getting out and going hiking. Luckily, I live in California, so the weather's still okay. And that's been great. I mean, the hikes are, for one, they're really good for the soul, I think. Getting outside versus sitting in a stinky gym on a treadmill, there's a huge difference to kind of the spiritual impact on me, at least personally. So the hikes have been great, and I've done them with friends, so it's time that you get to like bond with friends and talk about whatever you're going through and stuff. So to me, it's kind of a priceless experience. So my intention is to start out with just hiking and then kind of build up some runs. So I hiked with a friend yesterday, and we decided that we were going to start doing like little sections of sprints uphill. So we didn't do it yesterday. The next hike, we're going to do it, so that we both can kind of increase our fitness. So that's going to be, I think, really fun and really great. So I just have to decide what team I'm going to be on for Tough Mudder. But all right, 17.5 minutes. Let's see if I can't keep this under 20. All right, we'll see. I think, should I just stop and record another video and have two? I do have more to talk about. So other stuff that I have to talk about, I'll talk about Halloween, and then I'll stop it and then record another one. Okay, so Halloween was another, for me, big non-scale victory. I love Halloween, and specifically I've wanted to be a character, dress up as a character for years. And that character is from the movie Underworld, and the character is Celine, which is Kate Beckinsale. And in that movie she wore like a black catsuit and a corset and boots, and she was totally kick-ass, the vampire, and sexy but tough. And so I've wanted to be that character since the original movie came out. Every year I've dreamed of, oh, I can be Celine, and that would be so awesome. Because I'm not the kind of girl that's going to want to wear a short skirt and boobs hanging out. I want sexy tough. I don't know if that makes sense, but like boob and legs and skanky thing isn't, it's a different level, and that's what I've wanted. So anyway, I was Celine this year, and I invested in the costume and spent a stupid amount of money on it, but I went to a Halloween dance party thing by myself, which kind of sucked, but it was awesome. I was a little self-conscious at first, but people knew who I was, they knew the character, and they were like, that's an awesome costume. And I felt like, I can't even explain the type of victory it was for me, because I've wanted to be that character for years, and I pulled it off, and I looked good, and I wish I knew how to edit the photos so I could show you. Maybe I will. Here? No, I don't know. Maybe the next video. I'm almost at 20 minutes. I should cut this off. I'm going to come back and talk about more stuff. Head stuff, that's main, and measurements, and probably some body shots. So bye for now. I'll see you in just a couple minutes.